Hey Leo, what is going on? Welcome in. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're looking at your energy for the next couple of weeks. So welcome to the channel. I hope all is well in your world. I hope things are moving fluidly for you. We are just coming off of a full moon in Libra. So full moons have that tendency to trigger, heighten emotion, feeling, etc. And we're really working to make peace as a collective, right? In the astrology, we're working to make peace with what is happening, what is transitioning and transforming in our lives. Some things we're excited, we're prepared for, we're ready to go. Oh yeah. Other things, not so much, unfortunately. So I'm going to start off with a little energy cleansing. I like it to set our intention, to remove any blocks, obstacles we might be running into. This is also a really good time to ask any questions. If you have certain messages you want spirit to deliver to you, etc., this is a great time to do it. Obviously, these are collective readings, so use your discernment, use your wisdom, what fits for you, and leave the rest behind. I totally do personal readings, so hit me up if you want something that's a little more specified to your situation. I love to support in any way that I can. And then also, please, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Let's throw the videos out into the algorithm so we can build and grow our community here at Purusha Intuitive. All right, guys. So there is a little tension in the air. Like I said, yesterday was the full moon, so I'm recording this on the next day. So we're still kind of feeling the residual effects of that heightened emotion. You know, it was a lot. Definitely check out the video if you haven't seen it yet. It's a lot about yes, making peace within ourselves, within the dynamics that we can't necessarily control, but we're also still feeling that resistance and tension around what we're trying to bring in. And it's a lot of a balancing act, right? It was in Libra, which is all about balance. So with that, Leo, let's get going. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is blocking the highest and best messages, fears, doubt, insecurity, lack of worth, lack of value. Remove all that negativity from us. Help make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love, and then my favorite, we all need more love. That's what I tell my son always. We all need more love. The world is chaotic. It is crazy. People. You know, but this is what we're learning to navigate through. With Pluto moving into Aquarius, yes, there is a lot of hard work in front of us. We're coming from this time in Capricorn when Capricorn really just makes us do the work. So we learn the lessons. The value is in the lesson. Those things in life are never easy. They're never comfortable. And you know, I've heard this a lot from people I talk to, clients I work with. It's been a really heavy year plus, right? And we're all trying to kind of reground and resettle. And I feel like, especially, I should let you guys know, Mercury goes into retrograde at the beginning of the month. We're in the shadow period right now. This is going to deal a lot with communication, how we're interacting, especially in our partnerships, in our relationships. I'll definitely do a video on that, so stay tuned. Pluto's also going into retrograde in May, and it's going to actually retrograde back into Capricorn, and then we'll move back again into Aquarius at the end of the year around October. So just keep in mind, right? This is the quote unquote testing phase. This is when we have to put our money where our mouth is, right? If we're going to claim something, if we want to do something, if we want to make it happen, now is the time to put in the work. It's the time to set the stage. don't leave things until tomorrow, because it's only gonna like make it take longer, right? Like it's only gonna push you back. It's only gonna make it further behind, or, you know, further away from you. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm hoping you get the gist, right? So really try to stay vigilant. And even if it is just carving out 10, 15 minutes a day to kind of put towards your goals, to plan, to take action. Maybe it's just like you need a little rest. Maybe you need to meditate for 10 minutes a day. Maybe you need to take a walk. You know, whatever you need for your heart and your soul, now is the time to do it. Because again, we're setting the groundwork. Yeah, I love that. Spirit confirmation with this soul solitude in your overarching energy. Leo, it's really time to go within. And we're getting this message, yes, collectively all across the board. We're also in Aries season, and Aries rules the house of self. So this is the time of year to really sit and say, okay, like, how do I feel in my life? Is it good? Is it bad? What do I want to change? What is working for me? What is not? A lot of times we have to quiet out the noise, quiet out the bullshit in order to get to this answer. I also feel like this is imperative for those things that are a little bit heavier, for those things that like maybe we don't want to look at, maybe we don't want to deal with, maybe, you know, we'd rather just leave it on the back burner or pretend it doesn't exist, etc. But spirit really wants you to change it up, especially with this eclipse. Ironically or not, the cards never lie, which is my favorite thing, why I do what I do. The eclipse, we just started a new eclipse season yesterday with that full moon in Libra. It tags on to the new moon in Aries next month. And then the energy is residual. It lasts until September. It's a 6-month season. So the eclipses are all about change. We were coming from a lunar eclipse in Libra, which is our internal change, our internal growth. And then the solar eclipses are all about our external change and growth. So Spirit's saying, okay, Leo, it's time to go within. It's time to figure out what's working, what's not, where changes need to be made, and how you can best do that to honor yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to like cut everything off or say screw you or whatever. Generally, that's not the best approach unless you're in something that's really toxic and unhealthy, that's like playing on your sanity, right? This is I think that there is a lot of weighing of the pros and cons that needs to be done for you, cosmic reflection. So, I don't know. I'm hearing like, don't be too hard on yourself. I do think that there is some awareness that needs to come to light, some self-evaluation, which again, that kind of goes back to that original message that I was saying, that's never comfortable. It's never easy to bring awareness. We want things to be in their neat little packages and everything's fine, etc. But at the same time, it's forcing us, I love this Venus energy, it's forcing us to connect with the things that we love that much more. It's actually gonna bring in more grounding and balance, right? The worst thing we can do, especially as adult people, because that's generally when we shed all of our desires and, you know, we kind of move into these phases of like money, sustaining, it's the superficial, relationships, whatever. Not that everyone's superficial in adulthood, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Children easily connect with, you know, just their joys, their passions, the more simplicity in life. And this time is really about reconnecting with those parts of you that made you happy, that made you thrive, that it wasn't about all the drama and the chaos and the bullshit, you know. Because I do feel, there's a lot of anxiety, and I do feel that there's something really beautiful coming in for you, especially with this Venus energy. It is love, it is support, it is nurture, and in a new way. But if we're not even aware of what that is, how can we connect to that, right? we have to take time to go within and see what that is for us. We need to make changes around the things that aren't honoring that path, that aren't honoring that end goal. And we also need to reflect on how we show up in those situations. Again, easier said than done, yeah, but we have Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is that meditation energy. It's about taking time to just rest, relax, really think things through, reflect, whatever that is for you, Leo. Okay, let's get into the tarot. Let's see how this plays out for us over the next couple weeks or so as we come off this full moon, move into Mercury retrograde. Okay, very powerful for you. I love this in your energy, the Seeker. So this is really forcing you, I'm hearing like you're upgrading. I'm hearing you're doing a lot of intentional work. You're evolving, you're growing. And again, a lot of this is because you know that changes need to be made. Maybe in a way that you weren't expecting. Maybe it's not ideal. Maybe there are some challenges around it. But it's really forcing you. I do love this card because it forces us to connect with our authentic self, with that Atma, that eternal self, that our soul, our like who we are, right? Who we are without all the superficiality, without all the bullshit. That is what the Seeker is about. It's recognizing that there is a spiritual purpose to life. And again, it doesn't really matter what religion you are, but it's forcing you to make decisions, and decisions in a way that it's like very clear cut and simple. It might be emotional. You might not really know which way you want to go, or maybe you're feeling a lot of indecision is what I'm hearing. Not making any direct moves because you don't want to make the wrong one. That's fine, but eventually a decision's going to have to be made. And it's not saying, yes, there's always things that are more favorable, but everything has its pros and cons is what I was getting at. To me, the Two of Swords is very much like you choose this, you're going to get this. You choose that, you're going to get that. It's very like kind of black and white, for lack of a better phrase, because that's basically like how life moves. We make choices and there's repercussions for them, good, bad, all the things, right? So this is saying like, don't get too wrapped in what is the potentials, like needing to make, especially if both choices or the choices that you have in front of you are kind of equally balanced. This is why it's so important to tune in and connect with our heart and understand what makes the most sense for us, right? Because if we don't know that, then we could choose something that 6 months down the road, we're like, nah, I really don't want that. And not that that's bad per se, right? But this is just more about being in tune with yourself so that you can choose something that is better for you. There's a lot going on in your environment where there is some disappointment. With this Justice card, that's Libra energy. You could be dealing with a Libra. Justice is also about the legal system, court documents. We're moving into a time of Mercury retrograde. Like I said, it's better not to sign contracts during this time. If you already have something up and running, use your discretion, but you don't want to get into something new. It's such a short period anyway, so it's pretty easy to kind of delay if need be. But I'm hearing just be really conscious and mindful about how you're approaching anything of legality, contracts, whomever you have to work with, if there's partners, if there's making sure that you're reading the fine print, really covering yourself is what I'm hearing. Because there is a lot of disappointment, there's a lot of resistance, and there's a lot of waiting right now. Like, how is this all gonna fare out? Is it going to be a good thing, or is it going to be a whole other big mess? Yes. Okay. So Leo. Okay. Knight of Wands, you're in the blocked energy. So you're doing yourself a disservice. And I feel like this is coming through because you're not necessarily, there's parts of you that do need, maybe it's more about like listening too much to other people and not necessarily enough about yourself. Meaning, listening to too many other outside opinions, not enough to your own thoughts, your own wishes, your own desires, especially when it comes to situations that you might feel like, yeah, you see it, you get it, I don't know. This is sometimes with the Knight of Wands, we have to be really careful that we're not acting too quickly, that we're not making rash decisions, especially, and forgive me in advance, especially from that space of like arrogance or pride. Like, I know better, or I can do this, or I'm gonna do this to show them, or whatever it may be for you. This energy is a little on the immature side, right? It's someone who doesn't have enough experience to understand those repercussions that I was talking about in the very beginning. And again, we're seeing this in your overarching energy, the value, the importance of going within, listening to yourself, listening to your own inner direction, and really reflecting on the choices that you make and why. And honestly, I do feel, Leo, that a lot of this is attached to the changes that are happening in your environment. Again, it might not be easy. It might not be fun. Yeah, we all want to believe we're right. I mean, I think that's just like human nature, ego, pride, whatever it is. We all want to believe that we see things clearly, etc. But I also hear for you, Spirit saying, take a beat, really evaluate. This is something that's forcing you to grow, that's forcing you to evolve, that's forcing you to see things in a different way. And, you know, you have many choices before you. You don't have to do something that could be negative or low vibey or just like getting back at someone or something, even if it feels good in the moment, you know? Because honestly, what it's end up doing is it's not allowing you to feel happy. It's blocking your happiness. It's blocking your fulfillment, right? What I'm hearing, it's that value of like, you know, someone pisses us off. Maybe it's justified, whatever, right? That's irrelevant in my story. No, but like this value of like, when we fixate on the anger, the pain, the frustration that someone causes us, how can we be happy? We can't, you know, because there's always this like mental tape in the background of being pissed off or being whatever, you know? And so right now, Spirit's saying like, just be conscious, be mindful, because this is about you. This is about you. This is about your life. This is what brings you happiness and fulfillment. Don't give your power away. Don't give your power away to other people, to other situations. Really listen to what your heart wants and then honor it accordingly with the things that make you feel strong, that make you feel happy. It's going to be way better, you know, on the outset. 3 of Cups coming out as the outcome, which really talks about being able to find friendship, find community, find harmony and balance, especially if you are dealing with a specific person or group of people where you need to have reciprocity. You need a little bit more of that equal give and take. The 3 of Cups is an energy that's going to work way better for you. There might be a lot that goes with it. It might not be smooth sailing. Maybe that is why you kind of want to go it alone, or you want to do your own thing. Like you want to listen to yourself, which again is okay. But I guess there's also this value of looking at things from that bird's eye perspective, the importance of work and growth and refinement, the value that it brings, right? Not just saying F you to something, but really kind of investing in it, staying committed to it, seeing how it can become beautiful even after a time of hardship and challenge. Because a lot of this, as we're seeing, Leo, it rests on you. It rests on how you pursue the situation, how you look at things, and the actions that you take accordingly. And again, it all tags back to, where is your happiness? Where is your fulfillment? Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an earth sign, or this is just someone who's embodying that earth energy, very strong, grounded, stable. This is often also my partnership card as well. So it could be someone that you have, you could be in partnership with them, whether it's romantic or not. There's a lot of things coming to head in this dynamic. I feel like that's where part of the hesitation is. I also feel like some of this is this Five of Cups energy. The wax and gibbous is all about reassessing as well. So kind of revamping how we're dealing with this situation. That's a double message that we're getting. And, I don't know. There's a lot of difficulty is what I'm seeing in this dynamic. However this fares out for you. And I feel like that's why you are kind of in this space of like not really knowing which way to choose. Do I do this or do I do that? Like I said, it's advised, not just from me, but just in the cards. Really make sure that you think before you act, making sure that it is something that is going to bring you happiness. It's not going to be more drama, more chaos, etc. Yeah. With this plant on the bottom of the deck, or its pot in this deck, it's all about like making sure that you're not like, building a foundation on sand, that you're not watering something that's gonna fall flat eventually. Yes, you can have, I don't know, I think he fell. Oops. My little Knight of Wands fell. Yes, you can react, you can respond in a way that is more ego-based, 100%. But this is basically saying it's only going to get you so far. Eventually, it's going to catch up. Eventually, it's going to fall flat. Eventually, you're not going to get the results that you want to. So it kind of goes back to what I was saying in the very beginning, right? Like, we don't want to put unnecessary energy into something that's like just going to be wasted down the way, right? So, yeah. Okay, with this teapot, this is a little bit of too good to be true. It's saying one thing, but having other ideas, other plans in the background. This is basically like, don't get burned is what I'm hearing. Sometimes when we idealize a situation or try to make it seem better than what it is, and in reality, it can really be something that's detrimental or that will burn us. If we're not careful, it's poison, right? It can be poisonous. And whether that poison is coming from you, whether that's coming from another individual, etc. Another thing I tell my son is like, you can only control yourself, right? You can only control yourself, not how someone else shows up. So in the ideal world, if we were all healed, utopia, we would choose things that make us happy and fulfilled, and bringing other people down or shaming other people, getting back at them, etc. That never is satisfying and fulfilling. It's very instant gratification. It lasts for a minute. And then we're left with the poison of those decisions, right? So, I feel like this is something that you kind of know, it's coming. You've seen it. You've seen it. And I think you feel it, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, obviously. It's only going to make life easier for you, right? That's the bottom line of this whole reading for you, Leo. Remember, it's only for the next couple weeks. But it's basically saying that you can choose, right? Maybe you're not fully divulging what you're going to choose, how it's going to go. Maybe you're keeping things under wraps with that locked card and the teapot energy, etc. But this is that value to proceed with caution. Sometimes, like I said, we can be a little bit arrogant. Arrogance often pigeonholes our vision, so we can't see that bird's eye perspective. And you don't want to get yourself caught into something that you don't want to be in 6 months down the road, a year down the road, etc. So I know this was a little heavier of a reading. That's kind of the general theme right now with all the zodiac signs. Thank you so much. I do hope it helped, right? Thank you so much for listening, especially if you made it this far in the video. I totally appreciate you guys always. Just know that whatever you're navigating through, I'm sending you all the love and blessings. You got this. You're strong. You're fabulous. Be wise. Be smart. And I'm here for any support. Thanks for tuning in. Lots of love. Talk to you soon.